This is Natalie.
And I am building an education revolution.
Born and raised in the relentless society of Hong Kong, Natalie grew up with a lot of pressure.
Growing up in Hong Kong is always pushing you to the limits. It's very high pressure and it's very fast paced. I wanted to make my mom proud and I never was able to be the top student that she wanted me to be.
Because of her hectic upbringing, she became depressed, not knowing what to do with her life.
I didn't understand the meaning of life, I didn't understand the purpose.
She was suicidal and ungrateful for what she had. But then she traveled to over 30 countries and it gave her a new life, a purpose. She was able to learn about humanity firsthand.
I drove from London to Mongolia in a shitty car across 1/3 of the world, and that was 15,000 kilometers over 38 days. Traveling gave me a very different perspective from what I would normally read in books or what I would hear in the news, and I realized that there's so much more beyond the world of what I see at home. Traveling puts me outside of my comfort zone, and that is when my sensories actually get activated, and I realized that I learned so much more about life and about humanity through going down the streets that I've never gone down before, meeting new people that I've never had a chance to speak to before, and all these moments kind of woke me up to realize that there's so much more beyond the four walls of a classroom.
Traveling inspired Natalie to discover this fascination of gaining knowledge, so she got her master's in education and soon after became a teacher and film producer. But she wanted to create more of an impact, so 3 years ago, she started Own Academy.
Own Academy is an education innovation company that focuses on real-world learning. We offer internship experiences to students to give them what an outside of a classroom experience would look like.
When I compare film class to making films with Own Academy, is like in film class we did a lot of theoretical stuff and then a lot about the history of different filmmakers and how they told stories, but actually making stories and creating films teaches you a lot more than just learning the theory.
In Hong Kong, it's always like what you study is exactly what you need to do, so you have to get into like professionals and stuff. But as an art student who really likes to explore and learn about like the ways in which I can learn about skills, so I feel like Own Academy can help me achieve that.
In the traditional education, students are always learning more about the theories, but in the real world, we're always learning about the practical skills. So what we do is we create opportunities where students get to solve for company problems, and in return, companies can hire the interns based on their portfolio of work.
Her goal is to re-engineer a new education system. She makes the classroom everywhere, a temple, a food market, a festival. Her students are always learning in real-life situations.
We have an architecture program where we work with an architecture firm in Hong Kong, and the students would learn about urban planning all the way to architecture through walking around the streets of Hong Kong, learning about like how the sun hits the buildings, and really design something that is very unique to the demographics of people in the space.
Own Academy creates a new ecosystem of learning where students are connected to industries. They get exposed and inspired early on to find their purpose in life.
Since 2016, we have impacted over 2,000 students and families. I believe in ageless learning, and so our students go from 9 years old all the way to adults.
Natalie's education initiative is starting to get globally recognized, and she has a very bright future ahead.
I was very honored to be invited to be part of the World Economic Forum's annual meeting, and what I'll be doing there is representing the Asian youth voice at the world stage.
If there's anyone I've met in my travels who I feel is truly going to change the world, it would be Natalie. I'm Drubinski, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world. It's electric, it's sexy, it's tasty, it's confusing, but above all, it's futuristic. The Japanese are innovators. They somehow